go here in the Edmonton Indy. It's Helio Castroneves leading Takuma Sato. Power dropping back now is more than 5 seconds behind Castroneves as we take a look at what's happened so far here on this Sunday afternoon.
And Bob, of course, it started wild right from the front. Dario Franchitti gets a good start. Brian Briscoe does not. And taking that second position aggressively was Alex Tagliani. They get all through clean. Some of the driving, there was contact. That was that epic battle we saw between Charlie Kimball and Marco Andretti. Scott Dixon taking advantage of that. And here was the chop. At least he thought it was a chop. Ryan Hunter-Reay, race control did not agree. They felt as though willpower was A-OK there. Then the battle between Dario Franchitti. This is, of course, Alex Tagliani slotting himself into the lead, and then Castroneves takes advantage with a super aggressive move on the red sidewall. Bridgestone's challenging for the lead. Now, this is where Tagliani lost it in the pits because Helio Castroneves pitted 1 lap early, had an awesome outlap, and look at Sato. Just rolls the car, as Wally was saying, into the corner, takes his foot off the brake. An aggressive move for power, making his way through past Tagliani, who was thinking, man, I was pretty sure I had this thing in the bag, and now I've slid back, and I think now, I agree with you, Bob, we were talking during the break, Takuma Sato at some point is going to go for it. That's your prediction, right?
I'm remembering a couple of races this year, and Sato will go for it if he has half a chance. Not even that, a quarter of a chance. Certainly remember Indianapolis.
So you're bugging him.
Yeah, you sure are.
You're bugging him. That's what you want to hear. I'm bugging him. But he's working really hard. You see him slither in the braking area there?
And that's the thing where I think Castroneves is at his best is in turn 13, which is making it tough for Sato to get close enough to try to make a braking pass down here in 1.
9 laps remaining.
Wow.
There's Power back there in 3rd spot with Graham Rahal right behind him. And then the lapped car, J.R. Hildebrand, before we get back to Tagliani, who's 5th. And Dario Franchitti, who started from pole, is in 6th position. Ryan Hunter-Reay, the points leader, is in 8th. And Scott Dixon, despite the fact that the engine quit on him for a short period of time, has moved back up into the top 10. He is in 10th position. And Mike Conway, who started at the back of the field, Wally, you said to keep a track of him, and he has moved up to 11th position for A.J. Foyt.
And think about, we have not had a caution all day long.
That's right. So
he did that the hard way.
Yep. And there are the points as they stand. Helio now 21 behind in 2nd position, and Willpower down to 3rd.
Now, you talk about not having had a caution. This is one of the most physically demanding courses they've had all year. These guys, it's hot today. Certainly not like some of the Midwest, but it's pretty hot, and they have been just slamming these cars. These guys are going to be wrung out.
Corner a little bit at a time.
This race has never been run caution-free. There was 1 caution in 2009, but never a caution-free race.
These guys have not used, either one of these 2 front guys have even touched the push to pass yet for the last 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, so 71 seconds for Castroneves, 55 for Sato. Left on the push to pass. There it is on top of the screen. For a moment there, I thought that Castroneves was all of a sudden getting some more pace and Sato was struggling, and now he's right back again. Marty?
Well, guys, you think about all the times for Helio Castroneves. He's come so close here at Edmonton. The one time where he was called for blocking, which he obviously disagreed with. He's finished 2nd here 3 times. This is a win that he desperately wants. On the radio, he told John Erickson, all I want from you is when to use my push to pass. That's it. So that's all Helio wants from Erickson, when to use that push to pass. But Wally, as you mentioned right there, that's where he's so good, and that's so helpful for every run down this long straightaway.
I thought Sato was in position right there because that's the closest he's been to Castroneves, but Sato got a little bit loose getting off that corner, and he lost that little bit.
And Elio used the push defensively.
Yeah, well, Sato used it first, and then he got a radio call, and then they swapped. So as soon as Sato realized, this one's not going to work out, Castroneves got the radio call, pow, he's on the button. So they're saying, he's on it behind you, get on it now.
They got some traffic coming up.
We've heard a little bit of Bobby Rahal's communication with Takuma Sato. He really coaches him on the radio, cheerleading much of the way to keep his confidence up and also make sure that he's doing exactly what he wants him to do. He's telling him, as we heard, just a little bit every corner. He's also saying, just focus on Elio, focus forward, make sure you get your braking points, and see if we can get a good result out of this.
Sato's really good through this part of the section. The rough part of the racetrack is where Sato makes up his ground. He's real close to it right now. Like I said, he'll get to the tail if he can, to Castroneves' tail, but he just can't get through 13 as well.
And John Erickson told him use the push to pass on this lap once again, so we'll see if it helps right here, Wally.
Castroneves is on it. The push to pass, that is, and so is Sato.
That's why he's gaining on you to 13.
Now Sato needs to disengage and save some.
About the same amount.
6 laps to go.
Oh, man, he's rolling in there.
Whoa!
Wow.
Turn 5 is where it may have. That's the place we've seen Sato. That's coming up now. He's not close enough this lap, but that's where he might try it.
Corners on the straightaway.
Yeah, if he can just get off of 13 straight without getting the car loose, it may make the difference.
Here's 5.
Sato, that is.
What was Elio saying about the straightaway? Did you catch that?
That was Elio saying on the radio, you guys have got to help me. I'm not worried about the corners. I'm worried about the straightaway. Tell me where to use the push to pass.
Well, yeah, look in that mirror.
Yeah.
I would use it.
If you see something blue and white closing
Getting
quickly,
bigger,
hit the yellow button on the steering wheel.
Use your push to pass right now. Okay, he's got 56 seconds left. We've got 33, so you've got a little bit more. Let's save it to the last couple laps.
Okay, see, he can roll it in. If he could just finish it off straight.
Yeah.
That was a good corner right there.
Yeah. I say Sato wants to stay close and try him in turn 5.
5 laps to go.
Sato on the button again.
I think he should disengage it. I think he should save it. There he goes. I think he should go after it in turn 5. He's close enough. I think right now he needs to hammer it and do one of his classic bonsai moves into turn number 5.
Save our button for here for a little bit. Helio's on it.
Yeah, he lost 2 and 3 that time.
He makes up his ground on the rough part of the racetrack, but there's not an opportunity for him to really make a pass on that end of the track.
Right up ahead of you.
This is where he gains on him.
All right. Here's turn 11. Right there, and coming up to 12 now, and the straightaway.
Now, traffic could, like I say, that always can play a factor.
Pass right now.
That's Serbia.
Okay, he told Castroneves to hit it now.
A little bit every corner, 4 to go. Go this time. Nice work. Nice work.
Not as close that time into one.
Yes, that only has 19 seconds of it left. Castroneves has 41 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a bet. You know, obviously Castroneves is in a pretty good spot right now, having twice as much.
Remember what happened in 2010 here at Edmonton? Elio Castroneves, I think you could say, was just a little unhappy. He was called for blocking. Here it is.
When you go side by side like that with your teammate, and the guy just literally just take it away from you, it's just absurd.
Well, the attitude may be a little different here in a few laps, as he has the lead, but he's being hounded by Takuma Sato.
19, so he's got to save some for the last lap or two.
I think you're right. Sato's going to have to make a bonsai at this point because he's not going to be able to do it with the push to pass.
No.
3 3 laps to go. We only have 1 push left. Helio's got 4, so you got to save it.
Oh, boy. Of course, been concentrating on the battle for the lead, which has been a good one for the last several laps, and it appears it's going to go right down to the checkered flag. Ryan Hunter-Reay just passed Ryan Briscoe for 7th position. Hunter-Reay up to 7th. And here's that pass. Down the front stretch.
Done?
Yep.
All right, one thing we haven't talked about
Let's wait for the last lap.
is the kind of pressure that Castroneves is under right now. In that, I don't think Castroneves has put a wheel wrong all race, but that goes through your mind. There's been no caution. You've been working hard. You're exhausted. And he continues to use push to pass because he can, Kevin.
You're doing a great job. Just keep it up. Bring it home.
There's Bobby. And just a moment ago, Bobby Rahal told Takuma Sato that you have 2 pushes left, so let's save them both for the last lap.
Elio was on the button defensively, knowing that Takuma doesn't have as many as he does.
And remember the start of the race, Castroneves did not use it at all. We made a report that it was he and Servia, I believe, were the only 2 early on who had never touched it, and that is paying dividends right now.
They'll come down for the white flag this time.
Boy, is he feeling the pressure. He knows one little miscue, catch a curve, get a little bit squirrely, and he's going to have Sato right on top of him.
Winner at St. Pete earlier this year, Castroneves.
Okay, you've got 1 activation left.
Sato's just looking for that opening. Yeah. If he can just roll in there and force the issue.
Okay, well, here we go.
This is going to be it.
Coming down for the white flag. 1 more lap to go, and Takuma's going to have to get it done in the next 2.2 miles.
Last lap. Bring it home. Bring it home.
White flag.
Sato never even used it on the straightaway.
They told him he only had 1 to go. So he wants to, I think he could get away with 2 pushes myself, because you could deactivate it and you get a full length of your timer if you even have 1 second left the last time you hit it. But they told him on the radio, Taku, you have only 1 push, so he's saving that here for the final stages of this lap.
But both of them had just driven a great race. In fact, this has been a very entertaining afternoon. A lot of passing. No cautions. It's been green from start to hopefully finish here in just a few seconds. If Sato is going to do it, he's going to have to do it very, very quickly.
Coming around this corner.
Here's turn 12 down the straightaway. Let's see if Takuma can close in.
Both on it.
Both on it, yep. But not close enough to make a move.
Sato just used his timer up.
And so, Elio will come off of turn number 13. 3 times a bridesmaid, but never a bride until today. But Elio Castroneves wins the Edmonton Indy. He thought he had won in 2010. This time there was no denying. Castroneves beats Sato, Power, Rahal. Tagliani is going to come down and finish in 5th position. There he crosses the line. Dario Franchitti's right behind him. Here comes Ryan Hunter-Reay. He will finish in 7th spot. 8th is Briscoe. 9th is Wilson, and Dixon is in 10th position. Mike Conway finishes 11th. Here's Hinchcliffe in 12th. Then comes Kimball, Barrichello, Pagano.
Wow,
look at this, Elio. Spider-Man is back. Wow, that didn't take long.
now has more points than his teammate Will Power.
Yeah, great job, guys. Great job.
Go to Mid-Ohio with Elio 23 behind Ryan Hunter-Reay in the championship, and Power third, 26 behind. Here's Marty with John Erickson.
Well, I think his nerves have finally calmed down. Talk about that call, Erickson, to come in 2 laps earlier than everyone else and put on those reds.
Well, we wanted to stay out of Hunter-Reay's way. The way it was working out, they were coming with us. We didn't want him coming across our bow. It was easier to just come a lap early. Worked out good.
It did work out pretty well. How nerve-wracking were those final few laps? So Elio's saying, tell me when to use push to pass.
Sure, yeah, I'm not sure he was understanding when I was telling him push to pass. He finally got it because Sato was hitting it here off at 12. So once we got him doing that, he was good, but that was good.
All right, go celebrate with the team, John.
Appreciate it.
All right, Elio Castroneves in victory lane. I'm sure we'll see a fence climb in a moment, Bob.
His 27th career win, his second this year, the other one coming at St. Pete, his first career win here at Edmonton. By the way, Simon Pagenaud spun out on the last lap. He finished in 20th position. But Elio Castroneves now makes his way toward victory lane, and we will be back to talk with him in just a moment at the Edmonton Indy.